rolling. Hold tight, please.
Hi, Ruben.
Hi, Jeff.
All
Hi,
right.
Morgan.
Kokolekis, we are rolling.
Perfect. Jeff, Morgan, I am Dominican. I have to say this ahead. So this is a story that really, and I play baseball. I've been playing baseball since I'm 5 years old. I'm still playing. And why choosing Mike's story to tell this beautiful fable of being under and rise like a phoenix?
Yeah, I mean, Mike's a really special person in the sense that he really was an underdog, roots for the underdog, understands the value of an underdog. And, you know, so much of baseball is about that we just felt like it was the perfect opportunity to kind of speak to that.
Yeah, baseball is a game where you're still losing at least a third of the time, you know, and in Mike's case, he was losing a lot more than that. But, you know, Jeff and I both grew up huge baseball fans. We love the sport. But what we love about this story is that it transcends just baseball. It speaks to those deeper themes. It's not just necessarily about who wins or loses on that day. It's about what a sport like that means in people's lives and how we share these things across generations. And that was something that totally resonated with us.
But this is also go like a little far than just baseball. It's also family related. It's also how you keep the legacy of your family, how you also destroy the legacy of your family. And how was the approach to be respectful but also delicate to the, you know, Bill's memory and also Mike's actual life?
I mean, it's funny that you know, the Veeck family is famous for their irreverence. Yeah. So we had to be reverent about their irreverence, you know, so we had to just respect them, you know. I mean, I think they've been the butt of jokes. I mean, Bill Veeck, the Hall of Famer, the grandfather of the entire family, who's in the Hall of Fame. But, you know, he named his autobiography Veeck as in wreck, because everything about their careers were kind of a train wreck, you know. So I think there was always this sense of, you know, nobody takes us seriously. And so I think with humor and love, we wanted to take them seriously.
How about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they took their fun very seriously. That was, you know, you look at some of the stunts that Bill did. I love when every time the Yankees came to town, he'd move the fences back, or, you know, he had Connie Mack, the most famous manager in baseball history, involved in grandstand managers night, where the people who came to the game got to decide, you know, if the Browns were gonna, you know, steal a base or put down a bunt, and the Browns that day actually, you know, won the game. You know, but I think that he understood at a basic level the idea that if you can approach life with a little bit of humor and a little bit of joy, that goes a long way. And that's you know, where the fun part starts to get serious and important, and something we can all learn from.
I think also a powerful tool that you guys use as a directors is using Jeff Daniels in the voiceover. And how was this approach with Jeff to create like empathy, but also being like, I just felt that he loves the game as much as I do, while he was telling the story also with Charlie Day and everything. How was this approach with Jeff before everything started to create this respectful but also funny way of telling the story?
Yeah, also, you know, Jeff Daniels is a baseball fan from the Midwest, just like, you know, Mike and the Veecks. So he got it. And I think our main thing was that if he was going to narrate it, he's not doing it like the voice of God. He's doing it like a guy you're sitting next to at a bar who's just telling you a story about this crazy friend of his. So it's kind of a fable, I think, is what we kept talking about.
And, you know, Mike is a fabulous character, but occasionally Mike can go a little overboard, as you see in the film. So we always felt like the narrator, Jeff Daniels, needed to kind of course correct Mike occasionally and kind of, you know, correct the narrative and make sure that we stayed on track, because if it was only up to Mike, you know, we might get a bit off course. So it was definitely a case where you wanted that narrator to be a character in the story as well.
How do you guys feel with new like way of telling stories that Netflix has, like as a new platform to tell a story like this that many people do not know, like including me? And just a really quick answer, and how do you feel with this new platform of spreading these kind of beautiful stories?
I mean, Jeff and I have been making documentaries for a long, long time, and
I'm a huge fan.
well, thank you. And, you know, to see what Netflix did by opening up people's minds and hearts to documentary has been incredible. But now that we have the chance to experiment and push storytelling in different ways and find audiences around the globe, you know, is something I couldn't have dreamt of when I started making documentaries.
Yeah, this was really the perfect home for this story because it's, you know, the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And it was really up to us to tell the story in the most creative way possible. So it was nice that Netflix was up for us doing that.
Jeff, Morgan, like I say, I'm a huge fan of your work, and this is a privilege. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Great talking to you.
Bye-bye.
All right, thanks, Ruben. I'm going to send you back